Hey guys, day 24 of Autism Awareness Month, and today I want to discuss another myth about autism is that they completely lack empathy. I think the whole thing that kind of brought up the empathy and autism thing was a few years back. One psychologist did propose that autism was more of an empathy disorder instead of the more like social and communication disorder. Studies have found that some autistic people, yes, do have a hard time with empathy and sympathy, but it's not that they're incapable of expressing those emotions. What it is that because autism is such a social communication disorder, is that a lot of autistic people just have a hard time understanding, describing, and expressing emotions. So in order to really have empathy for people and have sympathy and show it, you have to be able to read and express those emotions. Again, autistic people aren't incapable of that. What happens is that even when they do understand what's going on and want to sympathize and be empathetic toward people, they don't have the capability themselves to express that, if that makes sense. So not only sometimes it may be hard for them to read other people, it's hard for them to express their own feelings. Also with sympathy is not able to express the correct emotions all the time. I mean, an example is Hito. If I used to be sad or anything like that, he would laugh because he didn't understand that oh, if someone's sad, then you should be oh, what's wrong? So that with therapy, both boys have been learning about emotions, and that's a big thing that I've done with them too, is talking about different emotions, what you feel, so they have to learn what the different feelings actually mean in terms of what emotion they're experiencing, because those can get convoluted and they don't know exactly what feeling that they have and what feelings other people are expressing toward them based on the physical appearance of someone. Now, what was interesting though in some of these studies is that it showed that those autistic people who they thought didn't have any empathy or weren't able to really show that they had any empathy or sympathy towards some people, or rated really low on that, was actually that they rated really low on shallow empathy, and but they rated higher on deep empathy. So what is shallow empathy? Shallow empathy is where the physical appearance, you're talking to someone and you can kind of see their body language, you can read their facial expression, and then you intrinsically know that you should change your behavior, and it's kind of just a switch, you see something and you're just oh, and then you change what you're saying, especially in politics. That's really popular, is to kind of read your audience and know what to say next, what they're looking for. So that's shallow empathy. And it's not a bad thing that a lot of autistic people lack shallow empathy, because that's where you can manipulate people. So it kind of shows that a lot of autistic people aren't really capable of, some are, yes, but maybe less capable of manipulating and behaving more ruthlessly toward others. So I've kind of seen that with, for example, children with autism, is that you can see them, how they play. You can see that most children will kind of say and do things to manipulate others in order to get their way or get whatever they want, when a lot of autistic children might not be capable of that because they lack that shallow empathy but have a deeper empathy, that it's expressed a little differently but they still have it. And it's taken, like I said, my boys a lot of years to really learn about sympathy and things like that. Some of it came natural to them. I rarely cry. When I actually did cry, I wasn't pretending to cry. When Hito was younger, he hugged me, and then Carmelo just started showing more sympathy toward people if they're crying. He, wants to get them a tissue and hugs them and kisses them and tries to make them laugh even. Both boys now, they try to make people laugh when they're sad. So it's there. It just may be harder for autistic people to express these emotions and learn what to do in certain situations because they have to, it's not intrinsic. They really have to learn about emotions and what they're feeling and be able to express anything. In summary, most autistic people don't lack empathy, but even if they really can't show it, it's that they have a deeper empathy. Oh, one other study showed that they actually are a little more connected to inanimate objects. So like, for instance, they'll see a shirt that hasn't been worn and like they'll say it's lonely. So they put more emotion and empathy toward inanimate objects than people sometimes. So that was an interesting one. But no, autistic people do not lack empathy. They just have to learn how to express it. Now, until next time, guys. Bye.